Hi, fall has arrived. It's the second week of September already, and we're moving into October before we know it. We found a new paradigm in real estate. We used to have buyer's markets, seller's market, good month to buy, bad month to buy. Now it's just come down to when your house is on the market, you grab it up because we've had eternally low inventory. So we say 900 is a seller's market, homes on the market, and we have 1,200 homes on the market. It becomes a buyer's market. Typically, it was 3,000 homes before it became the balanced market. So right now, if you find a home on the market, that's the time to call Kevin and Stephanie and buy the house. And if you want to sell your house, any month's a good time to sell. We call Kelly.Vincelette and me, and we opened up the escrow with Cornerstone Title. So I just want to let you know, inventory is steady around 1,000, 400 more title or townhouses and condos. So condos are a little slow, but the rest of the homes are selling like hotcakes. And if the home didn't sell, it's overpriced. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this week. Let me give you to Kelly.Vincelette at Cornerstone Title. She's going to talk about...
I'm going to talk about what we do over at the title company. So Cornerstone Title does title and escrow under one roof. That is a common misconception because they are two different tasks, services, and but we wrap them all into one so they blend together. Title allows us to look at the prelim. We're going to look at the title and the vesting of a property. We're going to look at the loans, the debts and encumbrances of the seller, and the meets and bounds, easements, CC&Rs in the property to disclose that all to your new potential buyer.
Very much a mouthful, but you definitely wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between the Northern California and the Southern California escrow and title business.
Yes, so Northern and Southern California, they do title and escrow separately. So the escrow portion allows us to navigate the paperwork. So we are the neutral third party in the transaction. We are going to make sure that both parties agree to both all agreements in the contract. Once you come to the signing table, navigate changes that may come through the transaction. And we are going to make sure that each party's needs and expectations are met through the transaction. Southern California, you'll find those two separate, those two services under separate roofs, which will be a higher price.
And it's a cumbersome process because we call one for title, one for escrow, and they have a title officer and escrow officer in a different location with a different phone number. Here in Northern California, Cornerstone has an escrow officer that sort of does everything. She interacts with the title officer for us. And, it's very important when we're thinking about getting your house on the market to open the escrow early so we can find out if we got some non-recorded deeds or liens, or sometimes people get refinanced and they don't even pay off they pay off the old lien, but the old loan, but they don't take it off escrow.
Yeah, they haven't been reconveyed off the property.
That's right,
and it's our job to make sure all of that is removed so there are no debts and encumbrances from the seller passed on to the buyer. And the title insurance, it's our job to be protecting the buyers through that. So just like you said, there is only one phone number you need to know in Northern California to make sure your transactions are handled appropriately.
Yes, and I know one escrow we opened recently, they had a previous owner still on title because the property was handed down between family members. And when the family member was passed and they had no deals, it becomes very difficult. So the sooner we find out, the better.
Yeah, and as a team, we navigate with the real estate agents. Detailed agents like Stephanie and Kevin really work ahead of time to make sure that when you get your property ready to sell and in contract, that all of the potential hurdles in a transaction are removed. A lot of times that doesn't happen, and I've been at a table doing a signing with somebody and
something comes up.
Well, it would be that the person they're signing is not the right person.
Not the
and
owner.
How do you navigate through that at the signing table and get the right person? Because now the contract signed wrong, the listing agreement signed wrong, and we have to make those corrections at the end of the transaction.
Well, sounds very good. Well, thank you for coming this week, and we look forward to talking about more title and escrow issues next month.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.